Oh yeah, that's right.
Here we are. I think I went to the wrong place this morning. It's so confusing. Let's get to some virtual learning. Today, GIFs. Or is it GIFs? I think it's GIFs. We're going to focus on those. The first step, take some pictures. Have fun. GIFs are great short animations, and we're going to learn how to use Photopea to create a short stop motion animation. So let's get started. First step, take photos. It's selfie time. Have fun. Make sure that you have a clean background. If you can find a clean wall to work with, that is the best scenario. Take a lot of photos. Think about movement when you take those photos. Okay, let's get started. Open Photopea. Go to File. Go to New. Name your project. We don't want to have a bunch of new projects on our desktop, so change the name. I'm calling mine GIF. Maybe example. There we go. Switch it to inches, just easier to think that way. If you want to work metric, go for it. I'm going to work in an 8x10 today, but typically when I do make GIFs, I make them more of a square format. Today, 8x10, this is the format we've been working in class. Now, I'm going to go ahead and download some images. So for today I did my Google Drive because I'm using my work computer. But if you have a point and shoot camera, obviously you can just load images either wirelessly or with a memory card. I'm going to speed this up a little bit because I don't think you need to watch me download all of my photos. It's not that exciting. Alright, so one thing that's nice about Photopea is you can actually drop photos directly into the program, so you can just click, drag it over, drop them in. So I'm going to drop all of my images in. After that, I'm going to go ahead and use my selection tools. So I'm using the magic wand. It's over there on the left hand side. Typically it's underneath the object selection or quick selection. I'm using the add to selection. If you look up on the top left hand side, there's two filled in circles. That way I can add to my selection. Once you've selected all of your areas, then you can hit the delete key. Make sure you are on the right layer when you hit the delete key. Otherwise, you're going to delete something in your background. You don't really want to do that. Now I'm just going through and just selecting some areas, cleaning everything up, speeding it up a little bit. I am going to do something up here where I'm using the selection tool, the marquee selection tool, and I'm just selecting that background and hitting the delete key to clean up any scraps from the background. I noticed there was a few dots there I wanted to clean up. So this next step is called color range. There's a couple ways you can select stuff. Color range is another way you can do this. And you can see what I'm doing. I'm just dragging the cursor through the background and it's showing me where I'm selecting on that background. And it's just a really nice tool as far as selecting an area, especially if an area is very similar. Same thing, you click OK, and you can hit delete and delete that background. I'm going to speed this up now, and I'm going to go through and use a combination of the magic wand and color range and object selection and quick selection to just delete all the backgrounds. I have a few layers, but this shouldn't take too long. When you're creating a GIF from a portrait, or maybe a portrait of yourself, Angle and positioning and lighting are all very important factors. It's important to have that clean background just because it's easier to crop away that clean background. Also, positioning the camera on a tripod or just leaning it on a desk or something is an important factor. You want to make sure you're taking that photo from the same angle, especially if you're working with a portrait. This is what I like to call the timeline phase of the project, except there's no timeline in Photopea. So we get to work in the layer window, repositioning our layers in the order that we want them to play in. I like to click on hide while I'm working with the layers. Hide is that little eyeball to the left-hand side. So you can just hide a layer so you can see where they are as far as in the layer, see what's underneath really quickly. And you may have to just kind of move things up and down to get them into the correct order as far as your animation. One of the final steps of an animation in Photopea is you have to rename the layers. So you're going to have to use an underscore, an A, another underscore, and then the name of the layer. And you're going to have to repeat this process for each layer for this to work properly. Final steps of making a GIF in Photopea. You're going to need to go to File, and then you're going to go down to Export As and GIF, which is what, fourth one down? Yeah, click on that. It's going to open up this little preview window, and your animation's going to be going crazy. You need to adjust the speed. So play around with that little slider there. Adjust the speed until you get it to a speed that you like. The other thing you're going to want to do is look at whether or not it's going to repeat forever. Typically GIFs do repeat forever, but you can adjust that in that little box down there underneath and decide how many times you want your GIF to repeat. Once you've done a little bit of tweaking, you can click Save. And you have created a GIF in Photopea, which is awesome. And you can annoy all of your friends with your awesome GIF. The banana phone. This is like the highest res you can get right here. It tastes a lot better than the Apple iPhone. Check it out. You take your selfies and then you have a snack.